Hey guys, welcome to mini stretch series number 3. Today is going to be all about hamstrings. I'm super psyched about this because hamstrings just feel so good to stretch and so many people can benefit from this. So it is a follow along video. I will be keeping the time for you. No thinking on your end, just push play. So what we need today is like a wedge or something so that way you can stretch your calves or you can elevate your toes onto. So a yoga block, anything that you might have, even a calf stretcher. The next thing, parallel bars. You could use, or yoga blocks, just 2 yoga blocks, that way you can put them on the ground to help support a little bit. And then the last thing is either a body bar or some sort of weight, or you can just use a PVC pipe if you don't have a weight, or if you've never done the exercise I'm going to show you. So let's get started. Might be a little bit longer than 20 minutes, but it's a lot of really good stuff, so we're gonna get going. So the very first thing we're going to do, you guys should know this already if you've done my other class, or my other stretch series, it's going to be plantar fascia stretch. So tuck your toes, try to keep your heels together, and we're just sitting on top of our feet, torso tall. We're going to be doing this for a full 2 minutes, and yes, this can be a tough one. If this is too tough, you can grab like a yoga block or a wedge, and you can actually place it between your heels and your butt. Or you can also lean forward slightly if you have yoga blocks, to take a little bit of that weight off of it if it's really intense. Really try to keep your heels together, and we're just gonna sit here. So we're already at 30 seconds, so we're a quarter of the way there. This one's really good to do all day, every day, but we're trying to, not all day, every day, but we're trying to open up the back of our feet because for the posterior chain, it starts from the feet, and a lot of people are very, very tight here, including myself. We're already about halfway there. Again, sit nice and tall. Try to breathe through it. Try not to jump out of the stretch at all, or lean out of the stretch. Try to maintain the entire time. So it's starting to get real intense for me, especially as I try to, again, keep your heels pressing together. But we're over halfway there. Breathe. Smile. It'll help maybe get you through it. And we have 30 seconds left here. This is the end game. It starts to get a little bit tough for sure. 20 seconds, try not to get out of it. If it's really, really intense, you can go ahead and lean forward and support yourself on yoga blocks or something, but really just try to maintain. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Slowly come out of that one. It can be pretty intense, so untuck your toes, kind of wiggle your feet around a little bit. Very good, and now we're going to start with our calf stretch. So we're going to do a standing calf stretch on this. So grab your wedge, we're doing 1 foot at a time, and we're holding here for 2 full minutes. Squeeze your glutes, keep your quad super engaged. This foot is just here for support, so wherever that needs to be, but we don't want to keep our hips behind, we want to keep pressing our hips forward. And breathe here. We should be at an intensity of around a 7 or 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. So 1 is super easy, you can sit there all day, forever. 10 is you're going to break in half. We want to keep it about that 7 or 8 intensity the entire time throughout the whole stretch. So again, glue back in with your quad, glue back in with your glute, chest tall, press from the hips, so the sacrum, forward. And make sure you hold on to that intensity. We're halfway there already. Breathe through it. Push yourself a little bit farther as you start to loosen up. You have 30 seconds left here. Keep going, keep pressing, keeping everything nice and tight. Good, less than 10 seconds and we'll switch sides. Press, press, press. Excellent. Go ahead and come out of that, shake it out. Switch feet, same thing, squeeze your glute, keep the quad engaged, press the hips forward. Shoulders, stay nice and tall. And we're trying to get our hips over past our ankle. Again, whatever you need for support, this leg is just a little kickstand. Keep that quad engaged. If you need a little bit of a wall support, feel free to use that. Try to keep that nice 7 or 8 out of 10 intensity. And breathe. We should be trying to breathe through all of this. You should not be holding your breath. If it's that intense, back off a little bit. Try not to hold any tension in your shoulders. Shake it out. Really, all the work should just be happening in that quad, that calf, that glute staying engaged. And we're over halfway there now. See if you can press a little bit more forward. Quad on, glute on, chest tall. We only have 30 seconds left. In this last 30 seconds, see if you can press a little bit more forward. Keep that intensity up as your muscles start to loosen up a little bit. Keep the intensity, so you just might need to go a little bit further into the stretch. Breathe and smile. We have 15 seconds left. Whew. This is a good one. This is a good one. All right, 5 seconds. We're slowly come out of it. Shake it out. Good. So now we're going to grab either your parallel, something, yoga blocks, something that you can maintain a nice upright torso. And we want something that you can elevate your toes onto. So if you can see, we want to keep a flexed foot. So whatever that is, if you have a ledge, if you have a yoga block, another one, then go ahead and use that. We're going to hold this for 2 minutes. Use these to help support if you can't reach the ground. Our spine wants to stay really nice and tall. So what we want to do, this foot, this leg, we don't want to turn out. We actually want to kind of internally rotate to make sure that everything stays in line, it stays parallel with each other. Keep this leg nice and engaged. Hinge back, go ahead and lower down to the parallettes. Keep that spine straight, and we're sitting here. Just keep checking in. This femur bone, the one that we're stretching, should feel like it's pressing into the back of the hip to make sure that the hip stays square. So what we don't want to do is open up the hips like this, turn it all, because then we're getting out of the stretch. So we've been here for 30 seconds already. Nice and tall. Same thing, it should be on intensity of about 7 or 8 out of 10. Keep checking in with where that femur bone is in space. Keep that quad engaged. Check that this foot did not rotate out or away from you. So we really want to keep thinking about the heel pressing out that way. We're over halfway there now. See if you can get a little bit lower. And we have 15 seconds left. Keep thinking about tilting the pelvis this way as well. We don't want to think about tucking because then we're actually not stretching our hamstrings. So really want anterior tilt of that pelvis. All right, go ahead and slowly come out of that. We're going to switch sides. Same thing. Start tall. Keep that leg straight. This leg should not be tucking this way. Think about the heel pulling away from you so that way our hips stay really nice and square. And lean down. Good. We've been here for about 30 seconds now. We're a quarter of the way there. We have 1 minute left. Keep checking in with what this femur is doing. You want it pressing back into our hip. Keep checking in with the pelvis. We only have 30 seconds left here, then we'll move on. See if you can get a little deeper at the very end. We have 5 seconds left. Good, come on out of that. Now, your parallettes can go to the side. We don't need them anymore. All right, next thing is gonna be elephant walks. All right, we're gonna do this for 1.5 minutes. Your hands are gonna come on the ground. If you can't get your legs straight while doing this, or you can't get your hands on the ground, you can always elevate your hands a little bit, but the goal is hands to the floor, and you can also walk your hands a little bit further if it's too hard. Ideally, we want them just right there. So we're gonna start with actually our legs bent. Both knees bent. We're gonna press one knee straight, nice, super nice and straight, and keep this other leg bent. So we're working one leg at a time. We're gonna hold for about 5 seconds each side. So bend both knees, straighten the other one. Bend and straighten. You can allow your hips to twist, that's fine. Put pressure into your hands so you're almost giving yourself a little bit of support here. And we're really just working on that knee locking out. Try to relax your neck as you do this. I like to give a little nod, yes, just to make sure I'm relaxing. We have 30 seconds left here. Good, bend both knees, roll on out of that. Our next exercise, similarly, we're going to you can have your hands a little elevated if you need a little extra help, or you can place them on the ground. We're gonna place, our legs are gonna stay straight as we do this. We want a little bit of weight in the hands. All we're gonna do is lift the heels as high as they can go, and then bring it back down. We're gonna do 10 reps of this. That was 1, 2, 3, I'll show the regressed version. 4, just like that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. So next, single leg pike. We're going to try to maintain a straight spine as we do this and a straight leg. So if you can only come down to about here, if you have something that you can hold on to, a chair or whatnot, but we want to keep the spine nice and straight. And we're just going to sit through here and we're going to hold for 1.5 minutes. Toe elevated. Just keep working how straight that leg is. We also want to make sure that this foot isn't turned out. We want to make sure toes straight forward. This femur bone, just like the tall kneeling stretch, is pressing back into our hip. So our hips stay square, shoulders stay square. We have 30 seconds left on this side, and then we'll switch sides. See if you can get a little bit lower. Again, if this is too intense, elevate your torso. Use a wall, something, so that way you can maintain a nice straight torso and still find that nice stretch in the hamstring. 5 seconds left here, and we'll switch sides. Good. Come on out. Other leg. Stay nice and tall. Legs straight, hips forward, toes facing forward. Come on down. Hold on to this a minute and a half. Keep checking to make sure that our hips are square, our femur is pressing to the back of this hip bone, our pelvis is anterior tilted. So try to think about arching your lower back. So we have 1 minute left. Try to relax your shoulders, no tension anywhere but where we are stretching. And try to breathe into the stretch as well and release any unnecessary tension. So the goal is try to get more relaxed into it. And we have 30 seconds left. Seconds. Awesome. Go ahead and shake out of that. Shake out your legs. That can be an intense one. That's why we stretch our calves before we do this. Our next one is going to be pike squats. So I'm actually going to have you tuck or take your little fingers and place them underneath our toes. We're going to start from a tuck position here. And what we want to do is straighten both knees. Okay, so keep our torso down, close to our knees, and then come back up here. Okay, and squat. Now, if you can't get a nice full here, that's fine. You can bring your torso up a little bit as well. You can also hold on to something if you need to, okay? We do 10 reps of this. We've already done 4, 5, 6. Try to keep weight in your toes so we're not leaning back too much. Our hips are trying to stay over top. Our neck stays relaxed. And last one. Good. My last exercise for your hamstrings today, I'm going to use a weighted bar. You can just use a PVC pipe if you don't have anything weighted or if this is the first time you've ever done this exercise. So, feet staggered. This front leg is the one that's going to be stretched. What we want to do, keeping the back nice and arched, our pelvis anterior tilted. This is a little kickstand that we're going to use, but we want to keep weight in both legs. So all we do is hinge back, try to get our spine as straight and as low as we can to get a nice stretch in that hamstring. And we go again. 2, we're going to do 10 reps here. Every single time you stand up, I want you to squeeze your glutes. Make sure this front leg stays nice and straight. 4, 5, 10. Awesome, very good. All right, guys, that was it. That was 22 minutes of work, all for your hamstrings. Your hamstrings should feel really nice and loose now. A lot of work there, a little bit of strengthening work as well. Great job. If you want to do this again, restart it, follow along for a second time. This is a great one. Hopefully you find some exercise that you can throw into your own routine, and we will see you next time. All right, guys? Have a great day.